It's been a while.
A while is not the word. It's been forever and 2 Sundays in a month.
Who thought of that, yours?
Yeah, we're not doing this today. We're not doing this today.
Hey, we have a guest today.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are my sisters doing this wonderful Saturday morning?
You know, trying to make it happen.
I mean, I just saw you guys in person, so it's good to see you virtually just a little while after our wonderful get together of this, little special thing we kind of did. This little thing.
You
This little thing.
just a little special,
Just a little
No
special.
big deal. No biggie.
So Anomalies, this past weekend, I finally got to have my wedding that was supposed to happen in 2020.
Woo!
It was everything that I could have hoped for. More my girls were there. Everybody held me down. I didn't have to worry about anything. It was so perfect. Awesome. I had family. It was amazing. I wish I could do it again.
All the reactions right now.
Not those 2 years, but you know what I'm saying?
Not the 2 years, no.
The camaraderie, the love. I wish I could have that. Not all that extra stuff now. Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say we don't have to get dressed and all that stuff again.
No, ma'am.
Have a weekend.
No, we don't.
Well, Vita, do you want to introduce our guest today? So the people know who we have here, looking all beautiful.
Our guest today is one of my closest friends, Pavar Snipe.
Okay.
Pavar Snipe, Nois.
People love to put that S on there.
They love
making it up. Making it up.
We put S's on everything.
Goodness gracious. All kinds of Wesley. If y'all don't know Wesley, y'all wouldn't be putting that S on there. But everybody want to put that S on there.
Fact.
No S.
I love it. So before we go into our conversation with Miss Pavar, since it's been a while, we want to make sure that we acknowledge everyone who has had a celebration over our last couple of months of being MIA. So what was that? March? April?
March.
So April and May. So happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy graduation, happy divorce, happy start of your business, happy loving yourself,
happy makeover, whatever you do.
Mother's Day, all of that good stuff. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we're good. Right, Anomalies?
Yes. And we also want to acknowledge upcoming holiday, Memorial Day. Any holidays, April, other than April Fool's Day?
Easter. Did you say Easter?
Happy Easter. We did have an Easter. With the yes, he is risen. And the buddies did what they did. Ha. Okay. Yes. So now we're gonna take a little commercial break. Hi, Anomalies.
We are back with our special guest for today, Pavar Snipe.
Whoop whoop.
Hi,
Pavar. Hey.
So normally before we get to talking, we usually have a quote of the day, too, an opening and a closing. And so today, we find it fitting. Our quote of the day is, "A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work." And that quote is by none other than Colin Powell, the late General Colin.
Love it. I always say that if you're not doing the work, all you're doing is making a wish.
Yep.
You're just making a wish. You just throw in a coin into a pond or into
I
a
mean,
fountain and making a
before
wish.
we started, we asked you if you had a quote.
That's a
We
good
did.
one. Well, I mean, I don't know that by heart, but I'll take it. That's
I'm
good.
saying you just said something.
What I just say?
We're gonna have to run that back and we gonna use
Yeah, run it back. Run it back and make it my meme. There we go.
There we go. I definitely will. Thank you for the authority to do so. I appreciate you. It's live on camera. She said. All right. So, Pavar, what is good with you, honey bun? You've been a busy little bee.
I have been. So right now, just for context, everybody, I'm in Brooklyn at my dad's house in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. So that's why you see all this really cool antique stuff around behind me. That's a picture of my grandfather on my right, and a picture of my grandpa in the 90s above my head, and just all good energy when you get to be home. So I'm very happy to be here. I live in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and my dad is out here in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. So I'm in the OG home base right now. And so that's really cool. Um, but yeah, I'm just out here, just doing my thing, hustling, surviving, doing comedy stuff, doing little cartoony stuff, writing stuff, news stuff. I'm just always doing stuff.
Okay. So that was a lot to unpack. So what we know now is that Pavar is a busy little bee. So before we got here, there was a Pavar pre all of this. So tell us what you were doing pre all of this busy beedom.
Before this busy beedom, how far back are we gonna go?
Let's go
Let's go for give me a
2
time
years
period.
prior to 2 years prior to this.
See, 2 years ago, I was in Los Angeles, and I was starting to pursue. No, that's not quite right. 2 years ago, I was in Los Angeles, and I was working at NBC LA as a content producer, and I was doing stand-up comedy, and sketch comedy throughout the Los Angeles area. And 2 years before that, I was in New York City pursuing my beginning of my comedy career, doing sketch comedy with the UCB Theater and doing writing and doing a lot of improv type stuff. And 2 years before that, I was in Virginia in the 757 area as a news producer at WTKR Channel 3. And 2 years before that, I was what was I doing? I was doing media consulting and press kits and bios for people who are trying to be in the music industry. And 2 years before that, I was an on-air personality at 103 Jams, WOWI, and the Buddha Brothers Morning Show in Norfolk, Virginia, which is where some people who are watching might know me from. So 2 years times the past 6 and divided by 12, and then put pi in there, and then you get to where I am now, which is a full-time stand-up comedian, writer, producer, and voiceover artist.
Don't play with her. Don't play with her.
I plays no games with my
I
time.
heard the resume.
Don't play with her. Oh my goodness. All right. So.
And yes, I am 24 years old, if you're asking.
Yes.
Clearly, I am only 24.
A mess. Bina.
Ma'am?
Let us know how you guys met.
What was it, like 2006?
I was 2006, because I was 30.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm 24. I was 14 or something. 2006.
So in
12.
2006, when we were 12.
12.
Yeah. 12. We were 12.
We were 12. Mm-hmm. I started dating my youngest son's father, which is he was one half of the Buddha Brothers, and that's how I met Pavy.
Yeah.
And we continued to be friends after he and I imploded.
After that ceased to exist.
After we ceased to be a thing, Pavar and I did not cease to be a thing. We continue to be friends. We got close. And like I literally can't remember life without her because
I know.
I know my memory is bad. So
So I've always been there since we were 12, since middle school.
Yep, since middle school.
Since middle school.
Y'all are too much.
That's a journey. We've really been. It's such a blessing, and I'm just so thankful to have you and to have had you for all these years, and to know that I'm always going to have you. And
Don't
so
make me
this
cry.
is. I know. I'm gonna try not to cry today, but I'm just so happy to be here and to see all the growth and the wonderful things that have happened for you over the past 10 years. And yeah, just all good things. All good things.
Y'all so mushy face.
And because of that, I get to have Tasha too. What a bonus.
Yeah,
What a bonus. It's such a bonus.
wow. Okay. So I know Miss Bina always have questions that she don't tell me about. So Miss Bina, what do you want to ask Pavar for the people?
What made you decide to move to New York to start the beginning of your extraness that you're doing right now?
I was very blessed in Virginia. So I was working at Channel 3 as a creative producer, and I was in a position where I liked my job. I liked my social life. I loved my friends. I loved my house. I loved my condo. I loved all the things. But I still felt unfulfilled, and I felt like there was nowhere for me to go upward as far as my career went. And there was no, financially, I wasn't making enough, and I wasn't going to get a $20,000 raise the next year. And I was like, my boss is great, but he's not going anywhere. And even if he was, I don't necessarily want to do what he's doing. So I just felt like, what's the point? That's how I
Right.
felt. I just felt like, what is the point of all this if there's nowhere for me to move forward? And when we did the Buddha Brothers Morning Show, I used to write comedy things for the show all the time. And I remember thinking how much I loved doing that, and how I was like, I always wanted to be a comedy writer, and I always wanted to be on Saturday Night Live. And I always wished that could be a thing, but I never really saw it as a possibility. And then the real catalyst is, like, it's really funny. So Scandal was big during that particular time. And so I was heavy into Scandal, and I was watching an episode of Scandal, and I was just like, I wonder what they're going to do next. And so I started writing my own episode of Scandal, and what I wrote is what they ended up doing. And I was just like, oh, maybe I could do this? Can I actually do this for a living? And so I talked to my friends like Bina and some of my other close friends, and I was in my house one day and I was cleaning up. And you have those, it always comes to you in those silent moments, right? And I was cleaning up and I was folding clothes, and I was just thinking, oh, I really want to change. And I was just like, want to change, want to change, want to change. And it was just like, it was almost like a clear voice, and it was just like, just go. And then I went to church, and there was a sermon, and the sermon at my church in Virginia, Grove Church, Pastor Melvin O. Mariner, shout out to my church because I love my church so much. The sermon that particular Sunday was called Just Get There.
Mm.
And, the basis of it was stop thinking about all the things that are holding you back. Stop thinking about the things that you have and the things that you will be giving up, and just go for it. And it was just all of a sudden, it was just like, forget this house. I'm getting another house. Like, I think that was one of the main things I was thinking. I was like, no, but I have a house and I have a mortgage and I can't, but it was just like, so you're going to not move on with the rest of your life because of a house?
Right.
Like, what, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what else is there? And so, thank God I had the encouragement of Bina was just like, what do you think? You think I'll be still here? You ain't got no kids, go. And I was like,
Exactly. I was like, you do not have
no,
3 kids. You don't have a husband. You have nothing tying you down. Go follow your dream.
no.
I mean, what,
Go.
yeah.
Hmm. And
That
my
was
mom was like, go. Everybody was just like, yeah. So I, sold everything in the house and rented the house out and, moved in part time with my dad in Brooklyn and part time with a friend that was living in Harlem. And when I tell y'all, I just was like, I imagine being 12
I knew that was coming.
and you make a decision to leave the house across the street from the beach because my condo was cute. It was across the street from the beach. And give it all up and go. I literally slept on an air mattress for a year and a half, a twin size air mattress in my girlfriend's junk room. My dad called it a closet. He was just like, I used to hate leaving you in that closet. But
mhm.
I was just like, at the time when I was doing it, it didn't seem that bad. Now looking back, I'm like, girl, you slept on an air mattress for a year and a half. It's like so crazy to me, but it was like it was the best move I could have made. But I think that it didn't seem that bad because I was so determined and my mind was on other things. My mind literally wasn't even around what my living
Mhm.
situation was. And let's to be honest, people have it much worse than I've ever had it. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that that's stated. But it was such a drastic change in lifestyle for me. Um, but it was worth it. So yeah, I moved to New York. Didn't have a job yet, cashed in my 401k and started taking classes at the Upright Citizens Brigade, which is a comedy school in New York. And then I got a scholarship for that place. And then I started taking classes at NYU. And then I got a job at ABC 7 New York as a producer. And things just like God just kept putting each step in place. The more faithful I was, the more something else would show up, and the more something else would show up. And then at one point, I was literally working at ABC 7 and working at NBC New York at the same time because I
Wow.
was freelancing and taking classes at NYU and taking classes at the UCB. And meeting wonderful people who are like-minded, who are supportive, and became great friends, and
And
starting to perform.
where did we go? What was the name of it? Afro Punk Fest.
Oh, look,
And
me
Afro
and Vita
Punk
went to, that was the first year we went to Afropunk and was walking around like, oh my, this is an experience.
An experience, huh?
We're 14.
14.
We're 14 and everybody here is 9. Went to Afropunk. We had such a great day. We gotta put some of those pictures up so that people can see how cute we were because we were cute that day.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so God just kept making everything, putting all my steps in order
Mhm.
to let me know that I was going to be okay. And so was here, and then one of my teachers at the UCB told me I should apply for this program in LA, which was a CBS comedy writing program. I applied for that, got in it, went to LA, did the program, then realized, oh, I should live in LA now. Then I moved out to LA for a full-time basis in May of 2018.
And we went to
Was
LA to
that and
visit.
Bina, yeah, you guys came out and we went for my CBS comedy showcase. You guys came out to the showcase and then we
Yes,
did a
we
little
did.
LA tour. Remember I had to pee the whole time?
Uh-huh.
We did that little tour in LA.
Yeah.
It was such a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
It was so bumpy. We did that. It was just I've been so blessed to have this great journey and have the support of my wonderful friends, you guys coming out and it's just been a great ride, and I'm so thankful for every single step, and I can't wait to see what else he has in front of me. Yes, but then I did the CBS thing in LA, and then moved back out. Oh, and then met my man,
Yes.
met my man in
Yes.
LA, met him. Hey, babe. That's very good. Uh, and we decided to come back out to the New York area in August of 2020 during the pandemic. And that's been a great move since I came out back out here. I got cast in a DreamWorks cartoon. I got
Yes.
cast and was a writer on an ABC network comedy with Helen Mirren.
Yes.
Helen Mirren, like me and Helen Mirren on the same show. How was that a thing? But that happened. And what else? What? Just so many things. And all I can say is it all came from being faithful and being willing to take a risk and being willing to be uncomfortable If you are not willing to give up comfort,
That's
if
big.
you're not willing to get out of that comfort zone, it's not going to happen for you. You got to be willing to like really be out of the success is out of the comfort zone. This is the comfort zone and the success is over here.
You better tell them, baby.
And you got to jump out of it. There's another quote. Success is outside of your comfort zone.
Bam. Bam.
So
what we got next, Eva?
Does your current comedy center around a certain niche?
Good question. Like, I have since I've been doing stand-up comedy, my the things that I focus on in my stand-up is A, my severe pettiness.
That part.
I have chronic petty disorder. B, disability inclusion and disability, normalizing disability in general, which is one of my main focuses in my career, my platform. And C, nostalgia and family and looking back on the past are the things that I like to talk about in my stand-up. So nothing I talk about in my stand-up is fake. Everything I talk about is it happened to me. It's happened to my family. It's you know what I mean? I'm not to criticize anybody's comedy or how they do things, but I like to talk about the reality of life because that's what's funny. Not you ever see when you know how I talk about my own personal life stories, and then the comedy and some of the tragedy of it is what I like to talk about. I talk about my grandmother and how my grandmother just turned 101, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
She is an amazingly strong woman. She is hilarious and she's shady. And I know that's where I get it from. I have no choice.
Wait,
it's in me. It's like I can't. It's in my blood.
So Granny is shady.
Granny shady. My mom's shady. My dad shady. I think my dog's a little shady. We all shady.
Is your man shady too?
He has his moments.
I was about to say he looked like he got a little bit of shade in him.
He has his moments. He's the least shady among us.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be contagious.
So when I mean, being that you're only 24 now, when did you discover your shadiness?
When honestly, when my man let me know how shady I was like, oh. This is not normal. This ain't normal talk, a normal thing. Oh, this is okay. This is me. All right, then. I got it. Okay, I just understood. You know, a good relationship is a mirror. A good relationship is a mirror to yourself.
Absolutely.
And you get to understand. You get a greater understanding of who you are and how you communicate. And yeah, that's when things got real. When I left.
And they will let you know. In their own little special way, right?
Happily let you know.
I mean, thankfully, my husband is just as petty and shady as I am. So he fits right in.
That's true. That's true. That is #facts. #facts.
He might be a little worse.
Like attracts like. That's all I'm saying.
He might be a little worse. That's cool though. He's loved. Shout out to the brother-in-law. So I hear you have Wabina, before I go there. You got something else?
Go ahead.
So
I mean, I got plenty, but go ahead.
I know you do, but I don't want to jump into the present. I don't want to
take over the conversation.
But I don't want to jump into the present and what's coming until we, take care of what the here and now.
Okay. Go ahead.
We're going to the future. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Pavar, I hear you got a new business venture.
I do have a new business venture. It's called Limitless Laughs Media, and it is my production company, media production company. So I've teamed with a good friend of mine, Emily Turner, and a photographer named Patrick Marinello, who is just an amazing artist. he did my headshots, and I was like, why don't we get together and like start doing photography? And so we started a photography studio, and it's just really taking off. I'm really excited about it. And basically, we like to give people the photo shoot that has been in their mind, but they didn't know how they could create it. So we give them like a consultation before their shoot. We talk about what type of looks they want. We think about not only wardrobe, but overall, what is the tone? What kind of set design do you want? And then we create something fun and original. And then we also really want to focus a lot of the work that I like to focus on because I'm a comedian is comedy focused shoots, artistic focus shoots. I've got a big shoot tomorrow. We've got a playwright, we have a lawyer, we have a young man who's entering Wall Street, and we have a fantastic actor who's going to be doing shoots tomorrow, and we have a music artist who's going to be doing a shoot tomorrow. So we've got like a big blitz, a photography blitz happening tomorrow, and we do pet photography with my wonderful dog is our original model, Migo.
Oh, Migo.
Yeah. But besides photography, because I'm a voiceover artist, I also am doing voiceover direction. I'm doing voiceover recording. I'm also a video editor. So I do editing, video editing. I've done some video editing for a couple of the sketch comedy groups that I've been in. So yeah, it's an all around media production studio, and I'm so excited about it and so proud of it and the work that we've been able to accomplish in just a short amount of time. So that is Limitless Laughs, limitlesslaughs.com slash
I will put it in
limitless.
the box down below.
Limitlesslaughs.com slash limitless. And there you can find the information about that wonderful new venture that I'm very excited about.
Awesome. The Anomalous Black Women may need to take a trip up to Limitless and do some work with y'all.
Oh my God, I'll be so excited.
That'll be dope.
Please.
Yes, absolutely. And so that leads us to we're coming up on June. And so tell us what you have coming up that you've been working on so people can look forward to checking you out.
Oh man, I have such a fun June coming up. I'm really excited. I've got 3 shows as of right now that I'm preparing for. On Friday, June 10th, I have the Poetry Cabaret, and it's grand. It's going to feature a lot of wonderful different type of artists, and that is going to be at the Green Room 42 inside the Yotel in the Hell's Kitchen Times Square area.
Wow.
So fun. I did this show with a friend of mine, Dorilla Holmes, back in February for the release of his poetry book. And it's just, oh my God, it's just such a fun show. Like, I'm always surprised by the various types of artists who show up for this. You've got music artists, you've got poets, you've got spoken word. It's just, my mind was blown by the last show, so I cannot wait to be a part of this show. That is the Poetry Cabaret, and the title of the show is Grand. And again, that is at 7 p.m. Friday, June 10th at the Green Room 42 in the Yotel. By the way, you can get all this information on my website, pavarsnipe.com. Pavarsnipe.com has all of this info. So that's the first show. Then on...
No S.
Say it again?
Pavarsnipe.com.
Pavarsnipe.com. No S on the end, Lord. Pavarsnipe.com.
Lord.
Lord. The next show I have is also the Green Room 42. That is going to be Disabled and Down. I was just asked to host this show. I cannot wait for this because this is going to be something different for me. So this is actually a show that focuses on artists with disabilities who also are wonderful Broadway trained type performers. So these artists will actually be performing Broadway tunes, doing the roles that have never been cast with people with disabilities before, but they will be more than perfectly suited to do. So that will be also at Room 42, Monday, June 27th at 7 p.m. And again, this is the Disabled and Down Center. I'm super pumped about this because I am a major musical theater and Broadway fan, like beyond a fan. Like, I love Annie and Funny Girl and Hamilton and the Tina Turner musical. I just saw that a few months ago with my mom. Aida was the first show I ever saw on Broadway. God, that was so good. I'm really pumped about this. Just beyond, the nerd in me is just like exploding. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Annie. Who didn't want to be Annie? I really, really wanted to be Annie.
You really, really sound like
really,
you could be in.
I really wanted to be Annie when I was a kid. Now, I really would like to be Miss Hannigan. So if they bring it back to Broadway, if they do an annual revival, I don't know how they haven't done one yet, but if they do an annual revival, Miss Hannigan, me
Can we hear your?
putting it.
I feel like I want to hear your tomorrow though. Your tomorrow.
My
Just
voice
do
isn't warmed
Annie
up.
on TV
My
though.
voice isn't warmed up.
Didn't they just do Annie on TV?
Well, they did. Did they do a live Annie?
Yeah,
I
I
know
believe
they had
so.
the one with Jamie Foxx, the movie with Jamie Foxx a few years ago.
No, the little girl, it was a black little girl, right?
Oh, that's awesome. How did I miss that?
Yeah, it was on TV. I don't know how you missed that because I watched it.
I don't know. I missed that one. But yeah,
It had
so I've got
Rodney P.
that.
Henson in it.
Oh yeah, they sure did. They sure did. I gotta watch that. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
But
it
again,
was-
yeah, so this show is called Disabled and Down Center. That's a one-night cabaret where incredible talent will be singing iconic songs and playing iconic roles from music, theater, and more. That is June the 27th at 7 p.m. at the Green Room 42 in the Yoto. So come out to that. And if you can't make either of those, I have another show on June 29th. And this I will be singing. Didn't say I'll be singing well, but I will be singing. And this is Pretty Woman, a Real Housewives musical revival. So I will be playing one of the Real Housewives of my choice. I'll be taking questions from the audience and I will be singing a tune that I feel like one of those housewives would sing. That's going to be really exciting. So that is going to be at Come On Everybody in Brooklyn on Wednesday, June 29th at 9 p.m. Again, all this information is on my website, pavarsnipe.com.
And we will definitely be putting it in the box below.
Absolutely. I really would.
So many things.
I would really love to see that.
I know, right? Is it gonna be recorded?
I'll make sure that somebody tapes
Okay.
for me. Put that on.
That just sounds amazing. All of
Which
them.
housewife do you guys think I should be?
So I'm not a reality housewife watcher, so I couldn't tell you.
Ina?
Is it Reality Housewives or
The Real Housewives of the franchise, any of the franchises.
any other franchises? Oh, let me see. I think I
New
only
York, New Jersey, there's Atlanta, there's
I think I only
Potomac.
ever watched the Atlanta one.
Mm-hmm. There's Miami, there's Dallas, there's about to be
Why?
Dubai if that's not out
Why
yet.
do we need all
There's
these
so
Real
many.
Housewives? Why?
There's so many because they're popular and they make money.
Mhm.
I kind of want to be Teresa Guiducci because she's the one who like flips tables over. That's the Italian one. She just gets mad. She just be flipping tables.
That's New York,
She's Jersey.
Jersey.
Teresa's Jersey. Teresa's funny.
Is
But
that
then
the
you
one
got
with the
Kenya,
scratchy voice?
Kenya and Portia. What'd you say?
Is that the one with the scratchy voice?
I guess she's a little scratchy. This is the one who went to jail because her and her husband.
Yeah,
had
I was
committed
just about to say the one with the jet. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
Teresa's funny because she's the housewife who, like, when I used to really watch Jersey like hardcore. Teresa is the housewife who went and bought like $100,000 of furniture for her house and paid for it in cash.
Oh,
She's the same housewife who says she doesn't like to buy old houses because it's gross. She don't want a house that somebody else lived in.
oh.
Cut to a few years later, she's in prison
Mm-hmm.
In the house
for
that all
fraud.
the people lived in.
Yeah,
Right.
like I
And
don't
the homes that
understand.
also keep it in war.
It's like when she bought all the furniture in cash, I was like, who does that?
Right.
Nobody. I don't think millionaires would even
I was
go
about
and
to say,
buy.
even wealthy people, they use credit for
They
everything.
use credit. You don't go use cash. That's
You
just
don't
not a
manage
thing.
your assets like that.
No, you just are showing illegal activity. There's like a red flag.
Right.
Big
Illegal
red
activity, red
flag.
flag.
That's why she in jail right now.
Oh Lord. But she's out now and
Well,
she's
she's out now, yeah.
she's a new. So I might be that particular
Oh,
housewife. I don't know.
Portia.
Portia, she's a good one.
Oh, Kenya.
Kenya's a good one.
Yeah.
I could twirl.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking for the dramatic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta go dramatic. You gotta go dramatic.
Be a dramatic one.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be any fun if it wasn't.
Mm-mm.
I
Who
mean,
else? Candy. I could be Candy, but she's not as dramatic.
So boring.
That would be me.
She's not that dramatic.
I'm gonna be looking at y'all like this.
Candy she be intimate. She just boring.
Anyway. She be instigating a little bit though.
Yeah.
Y'all a mess. Y'all a mess.
So what?
Maybe I can be myself. Maybe I could just make up my own housewife. I didn't even ask.
You know what?
See, you can, because you good at making a character.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just make me the new housewife. I did that for a sketch. I was when I moved to New Jersey in 2020, I made up this piece where I was the new New Jersey housewife.
So you were 22 at that time.
Yeah, I was 22.
And
I was the New Jersey housewife.
So my question would be, what would that housewife's name be?
For a New Jersey housewife, what would her name would have to be something like?
Is there Francesca?
Yeah, I was gonna say something like that, Francesca or
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria. Yeah. I like Francesca.
I like Francesca too.
I like Francesca. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm gonna use that. Let me see if I can just do the character that I did. Because this Real Housewife in my piece, I moved to New Jersey, but because it was the pandemic, it wasn't the experience that I thought it was gonna be. So I'm like doing all of the things, and then there's nobody else around. Right. And so I'm like thanking everybody for coming to my charitable event, and I'm like, thank you guys for coming to my charity, and then you pan the room, and then there's nobody else there, and I'm like, I throw a drink in my own face.
Well, I don't think that's going to be the case this go around. And I am definitely, look, I'm sitting here plotting to find to see when if I can go to one of them things. I'm just, because I too am a lover of anything that has to do with fine art. So Broadway, I'm even a fan of opera. Like, I just love anything theater, stage.
It's so exciting. It just it makes you feel alive, for lack of a better word.
Because it's live. Mm-hmm. So you get all of that energy, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Even going to the freaking orchestra, everything about it. If it has to do with a stage, I'm there. So, Dina, do you have anything else?
No.
Dina, are you sad?
Huh?
Are you sad?
Yeah.
Aww.
I have one question.
I knew it.
You stay pretty busy. How do you take time for yourself?
There you go.
It's quiet. I hear the
You know what I love to do? And one of the things that I discovered when we got to New Jersey, I actually really like, I've never been an outdoorsy person, but now I'm more of an outdoorsy person. And I really love walking my dog in a lot of the parks that we have. We have some really beautiful hiking areas in Jersey that I've fallen in love with. And now that the weather's nice, I'll get back into that and going back out. Like, I have this one area I call the Enchanted Forest.
I don't know how I feel about being mindful. So being mindful is taking in the scenery, which is something that we don't do.
Right.
You know, I always revert back to when I went zip lining, which was the most amazing thing ever. And I got to take in the scenery, and it was amazing. Like, I was like, by the time I got done looking at everything, it was over. But I'm very into mindfulness and meditation. Even if you only take 10 minutes for yourself to decompress from everything that's going on, do so.
Thank you. And that's a good reminder, because it's hard. I would say that that's the hardest thing for me, is unplugging and making myself turn things off, turn this computer off and get away from it, and get the phone off and not edit and not, I mean, I'll sit there and edit a video for 8 hours, and it's 4 a.m, and I'm like, editing a video, and I was like, why am I still here?
Wow.
Like, like I can't. Yeah, that it's mindfulness is very important. So yeah, definitely the hiking and the outdoorsy stuff is what I really have grown to love since I've been in Jersey. And thank you for the reminder that I need to get back to it.
Oddly enough, that's something that I took a liking to here in Texas as well. So I typically go on a long hike on Sundays, so Sunday mornings. So thank you for the reminder that I need to get back to that too, because
I'm not going outside unless I'm going to the beach.
You'll see when you come up here, when y'all come,
It's hot.
you'll see it, and you're gonna be like, wow. Well, the key is to go early in the morning.
early in the
Also,
morning.
you gotta go because this area is the area that I go to specifically is really it's just trees. It's it's a forest. It's really amazing and beautiful. But if you go early in the morning, you see little chipmunks out.
Hey, Vi, look at her face.
It's really cool. I know, Bina. Come on
I
now.
live in Florida.
Ma'am.
It's never cool unless it's at night. You know?
Well, when you come here, though, that's what I'm saying. When you guys
Yes,
come
when
up
I
here,
come there, I will definitely bring my hiking boots.
yes,
Okay.
and you'll love it. There's a waterfall. You're gonna love it. I'm telling you.
I'm
It's
ready.
amazing.
I'm ready. Let's plan
It's
this
really
trip.
amazing. And
Let's
it's 10
plan.
minutes from New York City. That's the thing that blows my mind is that I'm literally, if there's no traffic, I'm 10 minutes from New York City and 10 minutes from extreme nature at the same time. It's pretty
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
It's great.
That's what I liked about living in Virginia. Like you had, if you were interested, whatever you were interested in, you could get to it within 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. All right. So anomalies. We're gonna take it out. This is probably one of our longer episodes this season, but it was well worth it. Thank you for being here with us, Pavar. And we look forward to seeing all of the exciting things that you're doing upcoming in June and beyond. And hopefully we'll be able to share some things that ABW does with Miss Pavar here in the upcoming future, because I feel like a trip to the Limitless.
Oh my gosh.
I really feel like that would be amazing. So in closing, Anomalies, make sure that you re-engage with us. We know we've been MIA for a little while. Lots going on in our individual, personal, and professional lives. So we had to take a little break. This is usually our break time, summer break time, but we're going to drop an episode here for you all because we missed you all. And we felt like we needed to love on y'all a little bit as well. Make sure you check out www.anomalousblackwomen.com. Connect with us on social media, IG, ABW Podcast, YouTube. You'll get to see the full video of Bina and I and all of our guests, to include Miss Pavar Snipe, no S. And if you are still participating in the Anomalous Black Women Podcast Book Club, we will resume and we will be having our discussions coming up soon. I will be posting our upcoming discussion. Probably will choose one of the books from, not to do all of them, but kind of highlight some and then fully discuss one, because so much time has passed. But we thank you all. If you need to get your journal, you can get that. Amazon.com to get your printed hard copies or soft copies. And you can go to our website for the digital PDF version to use in your GoodNotes or your Zoto on Android, whatever you're doing. And
the closing quote.
With closing quote, because I was on it. Allow your dreams to lead you rather than allowing your problems to push you. I'm probably going to butcher this name. Akarote Emmanuel. And that's from his Don't Take Care, Take the Chance. And I thought that was beautiful. I said his, could very well be a woman. So please don't fight me on that. I found the quote, I loved it. Didn't have time to look up the person. So I will do that once we get off All right. Love y'all, Anomalies. Thank you for being here, Pavar.
Thank you for having me.
We love you.
Love you,
Love
boo.
you. See you in person soon.
Oh, Divas dominate. Bye, y'all.
Bye.